Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Delta and welcome back to Delta's World. So today we're going to have a little bit different, but we are going to continue on having Firebird, which I have more videos coming, big updates on it. But as of now, we're going to do just a knowledgeable video on a Raypak pool and spa heater. These are the new models, and there's really not much on them. So I started working at this place, which I'm here, and their heater broke and they got replaced with the new Raypak. So in the beginning, they didn't have the transformer that converted it to, let's see, was it 240, I believe? Yeah, 240 volts. It's like this was made in like the 70s or something, so it has the old panels and it's just not matching or something. I don't know. They pretty much didn't have that. They were just running it straight to that one. So the first thing that happened was it burnt the coil pretty bad, and so instead of just replacing it, they thought that the reason why it burned it out was because it didn't have that and it wasn't supplying the right voltage or power to the heater. But they got that done, the transformer, and they bought a new one and replaced it. But guess what, guys? It happened again. Twice since it's been replaced. First time, I was still not in fully charge of the pool and spa, so I wasn't doing chemicals and stuff like that. So the pH was high. He normally ran it pretty high for some reason. I don't know why. But whenever he left, I thought that was the problem. He just had the pH too high and it just destroyed one of the heating elements. But when he left, I replaced it with the good one that was in here, and I put it in there. Everything was working fine, and then it happened again. And I've had the water, at 7.2 plus, where it needs to be, right in between. We have the power that it needs, but it happened again. And that's one thing that I have no idea why I can't find any information at all on these yet. I mean, I could only find the distributor's information, but to like service them, there's really not much on them. So I'm gonna show you guys the last one that it burnt out. It was this one, but where did it burn it? No, it was this one. Burnt a pretty good hole in it right there. You guys can see it. So what I'm gonna do is pretty much what happens when the coil goes bad. It doesn't pop the high limit switch like it's supposed to, and it stays running with the one heating element, and it fluxes to like 120 plus degrees. It's crazy, and it still doesn't shut it off, and it works perfectly fine. But it heats it up really high, but it doesn't. I just don't get it. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I can't really find a service person to come work on it and tell me what the issue is, why it's burning it out. But what I'm gonna do is replace it. We ordered a aftermarket. We're gonna replace it, fire it up, and it should run where you set it to. And that's the reason why they replaced that one, because they thought that it burned it out. Since it burned the coil and it was flexing to 120, they just thought that the motherboard was bad and on that too, so they replaced it. But it did it again, so the motherboard is not bad on this. It's just what it does. If one element goes bad, it doesn't flick the high limit switch. All it does is it continues to run, but it runs at really high temperature. I don't get it. I think if it burned out, it should automatically turn off or something, or I don't know. But all I know is that when it burned it out, what I noticed that the water was super hot, which was super dangerous, because I'm only here for certain times, and when I'm gone, you know, I don't check the pool in the morning, in the spa. Somebody else does, but it's just been really hard to, you know, stay on that. So yeah, I left over the weekend, came back Monday. Pool was like at 100. The spa was at 120, which is very dangerous. Somebody could have stepped in and really hurt themselves. But yeah, this is the issue and problem on the Raypak that I've been dealing with. If anyone has any information, please comment and tell me what's going on here. And because I'm here, I'm new, I'm trying to help, but this right here, I came in whenever this was going on, and it's just been really crazy to try to make any sense of it. You know, it's just, it's wild. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put everything on, and I'll get back to you guys as I'm doing that, and then we'll continue off that, and then we'll see if everything's working properly after we replace it, which I think it will. And yeah, Raypak new series heaters for pool and spas are giving me a headache. Alright, let's continue on putting it together, guys. I shall be back. Alright, so we have all power shut off. That's the first thing you want to do. And you want to make sure you have your valve shut off for flow, so none of the water just, yeah, you don't want to do that. Make sure all your stuff is where it needs to be before you even take any of these coils out for inspection. It's not very hard to take them out at all. They're fairly simple. I really don't have much tools here like that, so I've been using what I can, which it's kind of a bummer, because it's kind of like leaving a little scratch surface right there, which I wish I had a better, just the right tool to do it with, so it didn't have to scratch all that right there. But it's fairly simple, guys. Just tighten it up, make sure it's nice and tight afterwards, and we should continue with the wiring. Just make sure you do the wiring like it needs to go. You don't want to just end up shorting everything out because you didn't do it right. Alright, I'm going to get the wiring done, and we should move on to the next step. Alright, so we got it back wired up. We're going to go ahead and turn our valves and open her up. Get some water flow going. First thing we're gonna do is turn the pump on. Alright, so we got the pump on. We're gonna flip this heater. So we got it off. So it's on. Everything seems to be working properly. I'll get back to you guys whenever the water reaches the temperature where it needs to be, and yeah, we'll go off from there and see if that fixed the problem. And like I was saying, if anybody knows what is going on, why it's burning the coil, just let me know. Alright everyone, so we're back with the last update on temperature. So I've been keeping it at 100 for the past few days, making sure it's at the right temperature. Here it is where I went and took the temperature for the water, so it's staying around where it needs to. It's going to say more here and be less out there. I think it's on inflow or outflow. You can switch it back and forth, and you can get the reading from right here and the inflow and the outflow. So I'm not sure which one I have it set on, but I'm just looking for the accuracy on it. Make sure it's not above or below. So it's looking pretty good. Everything seems to be working fine. Like I was saying before, if anybody knows or has an idea why it could be burning them, I mean, please put it down in the comment. But other than that, this is just something that I've been struggling with, and I've been trying to find some information on YouTube, but there's really no videos on the new model on the Raypak. There's a lot of videos on others, but I believe this might be a new model, and there's really not much on it. So alright everyone, have a good day, and I will see you guys on the next video. I will be putting out a Firebird video. Well, actually a few, so definitely stay tuned.